Hello everyone, welcome to episode 52. I'm going to take a few moments to share a few things before we get to the channeling portion of today's video. The first one is the colors. We have mixed reviews, folks. Some people are really bothered by them and say get a new camera, and other people are really grateful for them and love the activations, and I vacillate. Honestly, sometimes I'm a little bit annoyed because you really can't watch the video if you're overly activated or stimulated by the flashing lights and such. I have considered getting a new camera, but every time I have that thought, someone will comment or write to me or let me know how much they like the colors and how they've activated them and helped them. So I don't know. So I'll just put it out there. If someone wants to donate an HD camera to the cause, we can certainly use that camera instead and see what happens if the colors show up on that camera or not. So I would happily receive a donation. Otherwise, I don't know. For now, we're just going to stick with this. Okay, the second thing I want to share is we have a retreat coming up here in Sedona, May 19th to 21st. The theme of this retreat is Find Your Freedom. So if you're someone that has been feeling a little stuck, or if you want more freedom in your life, in your business, in your spiritual path, whatever it is, if you're feeling called to invest in yourself in this way, the next one is a retreat in Sedona, May 19th through 21st. And you can go to creationtemple.com/retreat for the rest of the details. Space is limited to 10 people, and we already have, at the time of this filming, we already have 2 people signed up. So if you want to be part of it, now's the time to tune into your heart to see if it's right for you. The third announcement, if you will, is the Divine Creator level on the Creation Temple. This is for those of you who resonate with creating heaven on earth. It is only $5 a month. I've made it super, super affordable. And right now we have about 10 videos in the Divine Creator level. And so when you join, you get all of those videos right away, plus all the content that we're adding each month. Again, this is for people who resonate with creating heaven on earth and want messages and teaching specifically aligned with that. So if that's for you, it's easy to register at creationtemple.com. Thank you for being with me in this video, and we're going to ask Prime Creator if there are any updates since the spring equinox of 2017.
Have there been any significant collective timeline changes since the equinox?
Not any significant changes, dear ones, but strengthening of timelines. The timeline for ease and grace in your ascension journeys. Ease and grace for the collective. What this means when I use the words ease and grace is that the predictions of apocalypse, financial collapse, galactic disclosure, governmental collapse or reorganization, all of these great changes that you as light workers are creating upon this planet, these changes fall under the ease and grace timeline. Why is it important to have ease and grace? While many of you wish for change, and you wish for it now, quick changes can be very destabilizing. And those who do not have access to the knowledge and mastery that you have would find themselves very lost, confused, in traumatic situations. And so those of you who are privileged to this information, you are the ones that can bring stabilization, energies of stabilization to this process, to the unfolding of your ascension path upon planet Earth. This does not necessarily mean that there will not be dramatic changes or sudden changes. It simply means that the timeline for ease and grace has been strengthened, thus a greater chance of more ease and grace for the collective. Those of you who continue to wish for heaven to intervene, for Prime Creator to intervene, to save or to change things. I will be very direct with you, dear ones. You are not in your full power. For when you are in your power, you realize that you are the ones who make the changes upon your planet. The ascended masters, the angels, the archangels, any beings not in human form, whether they are light beings or shadow beings, do not have the ability to impact and affect change the way that you do in human form. This is another timeline that has been strengthened. The timeline for Lightworker empowerment. The timelines for each of you to embody your full power. Of course, the more of you that receive your true power, the stronger these timelines become, and the more change can unfold upon your planet Earth with your energies set in those intentions. Do you understand this, dear ones? Do you understand that as you empower yourselves with love, that you can make the dramatic changes desired with ease and grace for the collective? It is when you are not empowered that the dramatic changes would occur that would affect the collective in a less than graceful way. With the alignment of the equinox energies, many of you have aligned more directly with your power. You have embodied greater amounts of love and light, and for this I offer my gratitude. This is a daily practice, dear one, to allow your power to be expressed through your being. I am not speaking of ego power. I am speaking of heart and soul power that can generate and manifest the love changes upon your planet Earth. I would invite you, dear ones, to tune in to your own lives, to notice and observe where you feel like a victim, where you do not feel like you are in your true power, and to set the intention to transform this. Allow me to communicate very directly. You do not need to be rich. You do not need to have a fancy home. You do not need to have a fancy car. None of this is required for you to be out of your victimhood and into your true power. Material possessions or accumulations are not an indication of your ability to be in your true power. Yes, they can be markers of your manifestations. However, your true power is of love. The energies of love can emanate and ripple out from you and change things at an energetic level that eventually shift things in the physical way. I do understand. I'm asking a lot of you. A deep trust is required to fully have the knowing and understanding that you are making a difference with your energy. For some of these things are not always evident immediately in the physical. And I do understand that some of you have been working with these energies for 30, 40, 50 years or more in this human incarnation upon this planet. And you are still waiting to see the effects of the energetic work you have been doing. Take heart, dear ones, it is making a difference. As more and more of those around you are waking up to their true power, You are the torchbearers for these beings, dear ones. And I thank you for your faith, for your commitment. There will be a time where you will have the sight to see how much of a difference you have made. And until this time, I do ask you once again to continue to trust, to keep the faith. I thank you, dear ones. Another timeline that has been strengthened is those lightworkers who are choosing to set forth their creations of light. The manifestations of these creations, the appearance in your physical reality, has been expedited. And so, depending upon your wiring, depending upon where you are in your journey, depending upon the foundations you have set for yourself to receive, you may begin to see and experience in your reality those creations of light that you have set forth. I thank you, dear ones.
Can Prime Creator share what is being released and cleared from Earth?
First, in understanding, dear ones, that there is nothing that is being pushed out or forced from planet Earth. You are still in a free choice reality. And so the beings that are leaving are not being forced out, as some sources of information would wish to share with you. As Gaia moves towards transcending polarity, she does not engage in these types of energies of againstness, of good or bad, light or dark. She will often release these energies from her core and out through her skin or her surface. It is then up to these energies what they will choose, either to leave or to transmute themselves and stay upon the planet. She is modeling for you how to embrace more fifth-dimensional energies. As she is beginning to merge with Alewa, the ascended version of herself, and contrary to what you may have been told, ascended beings who have completed their planetary ascension are not working with the energies of againstness. I'm giving a moment to allow this information to integrate. For many of you have been told many things contrary to what I have just shared. Gaia's approach to this is a result of your new harmonized matrix that you have created. This is what she has always been working towards. Although the beings upon this planet and that worked with your planet did not always take the same approach. And so it was difficult to be in harmony with releasing and transmuting such energies from her being. Many of you still wish to engage with the energies of duality or polarity. There is no judgment against this, dear ones. Simply understand, as you move forward on your ascension journeys, eventually this will be something you need to release. For what need is there for war? What need is there for judgment? when you are in the higher vibrational realities. And so this is currently another thing that is being released from Gaia, as many of you are choosing to move into higher vibrational realities in your everyday experience. Those energies of againstness, fear, judgment, etc. are being released from Gaia. And I thank you, dear ones.
What are the collective energies on Gaia currently supporting in our each our individual ascension process?
The energies on Gaia are supporting quantum leaps forward in your individual ascension journeys. Because so much love and light energies have been penetrating into the matrix, in a very third dimensional way, you could say, these energies have penetrated the third dimension. As some have described, the merging of the third and fifth dimensions. This is happening now, dear ones. And this is enabling you to move quickly through the fourth dimension and all the layers and levels thereof, and into fifth dimensional energies. And for some of you, even beyond this. What I wish to explain is that higher dimensions do not necessarily mean better. In your linear understanding, it has been easy to say the fifth dimension is better or more desirable than the third dimension. Understand, dear ones, when you bring your higher vibrational energies into the third dimension, it transforms this dimension. And this is a dimension where much can be accomplished at the physical level. And so there is nothing wrong with the third dimension. It is useful in your existence as a human being. What a bridge worker does is brings the energies, the codes, the information from those higher dimensional or higher frequency realities into the third dimension to transform, to transmute the energies here. The third dimension does not need to be painful, as some of you have experienced. It can be an exciting place for a human being to reside. And as we speak of heaven on earth, this is what we are referencing. The idea that you are bringing higher dimensional frequencies into the third dimension to allow the third dimension to be a place of joy for you. And so your ascension journeys work in this way. Not to move out of the third dimension and into higher dimensions as you have given them numbers, but to bring the frequencies of the higher vibrational dimensions into second and third dimensions. And in some cases into first dimension as well, although this takes great mastery indeed. And so another thing that is being cleared are some of the veils of illusion to take you more directly to your source of truth. Things that were once true for you, or once felt true, or things you once resonated with, you may now find, as we have discussed before, that you are seeing new levels of truth. New ideas and information that feel new to you may now be coming to the surface for your remembering, for your realization. I thank you for receiving, dear ones.
Are there any updates about Gaia, such as new portals, current frequency, integrated aspects, etc., that Prime Creator would like to share?
Dear ones, there have been many new portals opened within many of your beings, speaking specifically of your human aspect. In this way, these portals are also open to Gaia, as many of you are channels and transport these energies from the higher dimensions to Gaia. During this channel's retreat in February, there were thousands of portals opened upon the planet. This, in the combination with the equinox energies, and the combinations of each of you who are working with these energies. Thousands more portals have been opened. And what these portals allow is a structuring of these energies in a way that allows the reception of the love and light energies to come in for the collective, for Gaia, for the beings of your planet. Again, strengthening the ease and grace timeline. Imagine this: if you were blasted with these love and light energies and had no way to easily receive them, they could fry or burn your circuits, or in a way be destructive, because you would not know how to receive them. With the opening of these portals, the reception is a lot easier for many of you, because it allows the energies to be structured in a way that the human body can receive, that Gaia's body can receive. Many in the light realm are observing this phenomenon, honoring and respecting you for your efforts, for the work that you have done in this regard. And of course, as always, I thank you, dear ones. Dear ones, I wish to speak with you for a moment about the solar flares coming from your earthly sun. These flares are benevolent in intention, and they are used to support the love and light energies coming to your planet. Many of you have noticed predictions about how these flares may wipe out your power grid. That is not the intention of these energies. And again, I thank those who are willing to be patient for the changes to unfold, for it does strengthen the timeline of ease and grace, so that a disruption such as this is not so traumatic. That is not to say that this could never happen. Indeed, a power grid could be wiped out or go down for a period of time. But please understand, there is nothing malevolent about these energies. And indeed, some of you will notice, those of you who pay attention to these things, that when there are solar flares and things of this nature, that your energies may be lower for a bit of time, but if you are willing to work with them, they will assist you in integrating and embodying more love and light energies within your own being. Use this analogy. When you work out at the gym, there is generally some level of fatigue in the physical body in some way. But after this period of fatigue and recovery, you notice yourself stronger. It is very similar with these energies. As they come in, for some of you, it is very difficult to function in everyday life. But you notice a constant upgrading as you work with these energies. You are able to handle more and more. you are able to expand your core to accommodate more and more. That does not mean you will not experience fatigue the next time these energies come into your atmosphere and onto your planet. But if you would choose to work with them, you would be able to grow stronger in your embodiment of love and light energies. This goes back to our conversation about being in your true power. Surrendering and allowing are key pieces of this formula for being in your true power. Those who are able to accept, allow, adapt will find their transition and their forward movement on their ascension journeys much easier to navigate. Those who are centered within their hearts will find their navigation much easier. Those who are stuck in their heads, analyzing everything, not integrating their intellect with their hearts, will find it very difficult because they will experience things they cannot explain, they cannot understand with the intellect only. It is with the integration of the heart that the wisdom is able to be understood on a deeper level.
Can Prime Creator share how to transcend the chakra matrix, kundalini matrix, aura matrix, third eye matrix, pineal gland, etc., specifically for when an individual is ready to transcend these matrices?
Yes, dear ones, first in understanding that this is not for everyone at this time. This is for those who have achieved planetary ascension, galactic ascension, and for those who are ready to move into universal ascension. And yes, you can be human, having achieved your planetary and galactic ascension. The simplest and most powerful thing you can do for yourselves is to set the intention to connect with your own energy, with your own source. To remember yourself as a whole being. If you are feeling lack, if you are feeling victimhood, it will be harder to extract yourself from these matrices. For there is much programming within many of these matrices that has you tied to them, relying upon them for your power, instead of retrieving your power from your own source. And so while this may be a simple explanation, it truly is the way to extract yourself. To align yourself to your source energy, to connect with your energy and the energy of your being. With this conscious intention, also when you see or experience a connection to these matrices, to simply remember what I have shared and to come into your own connection with your own energy and source. To remember that you are a whole being. With the chakra system, for example, the system breaks you into parts, having you focus on certain parts of your energy fields. If you have not mastered each of these parts, then this system or matrix is helpful for you at this time. However, if you have come more into the fullness or wholeness of your remembering of who you are, this matrix no longer serves. And holding on to it can slow you down from your ascension process. Allow me to share a bit about the pineal gland or third eye matrix. This is a matrix that gives you the gift of sight. It isolates one part of your being, however. And so if you are operating your gift of sight from this part of your being only, You are missing out on other parts of your being in your wholeness. For example, your intuition, your heart, your full body sense or knowing, your soul essence. Again, as you move into the remembering of who you are as a whole being, this matrix becomes integrated and you no longer need to focus on this only.
Are there any energy matrices that serve further along the path, or do all these matrices of energy that we experience as a human eventually, as they're integrated, need to be released into that wholeness?
It is the latter, dear one. Eventually, you remember more and more of your wholeness, no longer needing an external matrix to support your growth.
And are these matrices, do they serve expansion as we work with them until we reach that point?
They serve your expansion until you have integrated them. And so this may be at different points along the journey for different beings. As you remember your wholeness with each matrix, it is no longer of service to you.
Does this include working with matrices such as sacred flames?
Yes, dear one. Any spiritual tool, as you would define it. Ultimately, as you integrate each tool, there is no longer a need for you to externalize your energy to use the tool. For it is within you, it is you.
Is there anything else Prime Creator would like to share with those who are watching this video at this time?
As always, dear ones, I wish to share my love with you. I wish to share gratitude that I have for you. Working within the density, being human, I understand is not always easy. There is the consideration of the human form, the body, the physicality. And so I wish to offer this insight. For those of you who are eager to ascend, for those of you who are eager to move forward and have neglected the physical part of being human, it does not work this way, dear ones. You must be fully integrated in your humanity before you can move forward in your ascension path. Even if you already have achieved planetary ascension, galactic ascension, you cannot come into human form and ignore part of your humanity, as this channel has been learning. It does not matter how many times you have ascended before. If you have chosen the human form, you must fully embrace and care for the human vessel, providing it with nourishment and love and whatever it needs at the human level. I thank you, dear ones, for your consideration in this matter. Wow. I feel like there was a lot of teaching in that one. So thank you, Prime Creator, for that clarity that you brought through today. Whew. Because Prime Creator mentioned it, I will share a little bit about what's happening. I've shared it in, I don't know, a Facebook Live maybe that's on my YouTube channel. But I have been going through a tremendous process of integration, and it resulted in a lot of, I'm giving you the short version, it resulted in a lot of expressions of inflammation in my body. You may have seen my forehead or my neck or whatever in some of the videos. And with this expression of energy, you know, I really went deep, deep, deep within to understand, to listen to my body. What was it trying to tell me? What was it saying? And one of the things that came through was I needed to feel anger. And just so you understand, in my life, I don't get angry, never really have. I shut it down when I was a small child. And I had actually done like a spiritual bypass with it and thought, well, you know, I'm more advanced than that. I don't really need to feel anger because, you know, I just turn everything into love and compassion. And while that's a beautiful skill to have, I was not integrated with the energy of anger. And as I'm understanding and what Prime Creator was sharing today about the human integration, because I have not been integrated with that energy, I actually have not been fully with my power. And so it's been an amazing process of getting in touch with that energy. And it's nothing like I thought, you know, all experiences that I've had of anger have been vicious and nasty and mean. And, you know, I've actually, to be honest, been terrified of anger mostly. And when I've been exposed to it, pretty much just wanted to run away from it. So now what has happened is I can be with that energy within myself, and I'm still working with it. It's very deep, it's very powerful, and the way I experience the energy of anger now for myself is very actually centering and grounding, and very powerful and very beautiful actually, because I've released the judgment of it, and so it doesn't need to express its shadow side of viciousness or nastiness. I can experience the, I guess maybe you call the light side of it, the power, the centering, the groundedness. So that's been a pretty amazing journey, and I feel more human than ever and more powerful in my humanity and more expansive than ever. So if you are someone who has not integrated certain emotions or certain parts of your humanity, I definitely encourage you to look into that because it is a very powerful journey. I love you all. Thank you for being with me today. And as always, take what resonates, leave the rest behind. And I hope this video has been in service to your journeys. Much love.